Hello and welcome to the Natural Healers Network TV. We've got Antoine here today who's going to share a little bit about his coaching. So we're very excited to have you here, Antoine, and thank you for watching. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
And I want to just say I'm in the process of a coaching certification right now. Although I feel like I've coached a long time. I've used different modalities in my previous career, and I'm in transition, and I use the Enneagram, I use Hakomi therapy, actually a Hakomi therapy graduate, and I have certified in Enneagram, teaching the Enneagram, holding workshops, things like that. So
Antoine, what is your background with before doing the Enneagram and the Hakomi, or tell us about Hakomi and what that is, and can you share a little bit about the Enneagram and what that is?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with either.
Yeah, gladly.
Great,
yeah.
Thank you.
Glad you asked. I'm actually a techie,
You are?
for the past 30 years.
Oh, wow, what a big difference.
Yeah.
What brought you into this?
I've always felt like I enjoy working with people, and there's a part of me that thrives within me but not outside of me at the work I used to do, and I really wanted to honor that part as well. And I feel like this transition is really about that. It's about bringing that part of me that's been kind of underdeveloped, not undeveloped, but not expressed fully into my work. So I don't work, I live. I feel like that's really the name of the place I want to grow into in my next life, so to speak. Yeah. So Hakomi was kind of an attempt at that, is to find my heart and my way with where I was going. So I took that wonderful teaching. It's called the Hakomi Institute of California now. It used to be San Francisco, but now it's California. It's expanded.
Okay.
And it's very well received. It's a modality of psychotherapy where the mind-body is integrated into one, and it's very fast. And the client is taken into the moment with their emotions and deepen into that, and sort of from there work out issues from formative years, from any woundings in the past, kind of form an autobiographical picture of the past and kind of move towards a cathartic place and release. So that comes in handy with coaching. Coaching is actually not about working with the past so much.
Right.
Coaching is more about setting a goal and moving forward and shifting into something that's not here right now and doing things differently to get there. And so, however, the practice of Hakomi can be helpful when there is emotions that's blocking moving forward for the client, or something is happening that's a little charged around doing something and it's not clear what it is. And so I can take the coaching client into this place and sort of unpack the emotion and kind of bite-size things a little bit so that we can move and take steps, a little slower, but definitely forward through this emotional part and work it out together.
That's great. That's really cool. Yeah. It sounds very healing at the same time as pushing you forward to move to a new dimension within yourself. It just feels like a very safe way to do it, a very safe way to coach. Yeah. So when did you start your practice, and what is your goal with your practice? What kind of clients are you looking for when it comes to helping people? What kind of people can you help?
I've thought about that. I'm kind of new to what would be a good place or what type of people would be attracted to the kind of work I do naturally. And the place I can go to is transitions. It's like transitions, similar to what I have done. And it's taken me years. It's not an easy process. And I've kind of done it on my own, a little bit of work through the therapeutic scene, a little bit of work through coaching. It's like different things I've done, reading on my own. I feel like really if I were to do it right, I would get a coach to basically look at what it is that I want to do that is not here yet, co-create this together. And by co-creating means there is brainstorming, there is emotions involved, just like we talked about, there is issues that you'd like to address. There are voices that pull you back that a coach can actually point to and kind of, you know, see them and make sure that you're acknowledged with their existence, and yet they're not stopping you and they're not getting in your way, and sort of work through the maze with you and provide accountability.
Right.
I think that's a big part of coaching, to provide that accountability so that when you say you want to do something, there is an agenda that you're setting that the coach is now aware of, and the coach can then walk with you and hold this agenda with you. And you know, the next day you come back, or the next week, or the next call, you can talk about it and what was hard about that, what was easy about that, so that the coach can hold the space and, you know, maybe nudge a little bit, or maybe talk about the issues that went on, and, you know, so forth.
And help move them forward so that they're
forward.
stepping into their game. And
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
So, Antoine, I understand that you use the Enneagram as well in your coaching. And what does that mean? What is the Enneagram? Can you explain that to our folks?
Enneagrams, maybe thousands of years ago, Sufis and yogis and people in the Asia Minor that were spiritual teachers came up with a very specific and wonderful way of figuring out a numbering system, or it's basically a whole system of how the universe is working and put together in relationships that's now been, it's not kind of been overlapped with Western psychology, with the human behavior models. And it's a very accurate system of, I call it the Myers-Briggs on steroids.
Okay, that's really cool. That's great.
Because it's got structure, it's got wisdom, it's got texture. It's got more texture than Myers-Briggs for sure. It has emotional piece. It has, you know, blind spots. You know, what would be my blind spot versus how I can move forward to be my higher self.
Okay.
So it has a lot of depth to that systems, and it's a good map to have to kind of get started with. I have this metaphor of being in a hallway and several 9 staircases going up, each leading to a higher self for one of the types. There's 9 types in the Enneagram, but it shows you which one you want to take. You don't take each one to find out, oh no, not that one, that wasn't really useful for me, that didn't take me to my higher space or higher place, but this one is. And so it kind of shows you that, and allows you to see things clearly, more clearly, both with relationship, both with your abilities, natural abilities, and places where your perhaps your cosmic imprint, so to speak, has been such that that's not your greatest strength in life, so that you can see those clearly and work with them, and work with others from the capacity of a coach, you know, to bring that to light and work through issues that might be typical for them, you know, typical in their sense of their type and their behavior, and things they may face. That
sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a really helpful tool to get people going in the right direction. So it's a really nice complement to your coaching.
Yeah, and it's helped me a
something.
lot, Lisa. It's one of the things that I feel has really put me in the mindset of where I can shine and where I need help, you know, perhaps with a coach, or perhaps from my relationships, you know, how to ask for that. And this is something that, you know, if you're in denial with, that you never move forward through, so that it kind of shines a light on it and then allows you to own it and work with it and, you know, get past it.
Wow, that's really cool. Antoine, you know, I've heard that you have a great men's group. Can you tell me about that? Because I think that is so needed in our area. I know so many women who have husbands that really need a men's group. So please tell me about your men's group.
Okay. Men's groups, I feel, is more than needed. I feel like because men are not skilled with their emotions, expressing them and working with other people's emotions, you know, seeing it and being informed by that, It's really a men's group is a place to develop that. It's a place to be with your own emotions without feeling guilt and shame, which we, as little boys, are often expected to kind of not be with emotions the way girls can, not be with emotions in the sense that emotions get in the way of doing what men do,
Right.
getting things done, working through problems without letting their emotions get in the way, be the rock and so forth. I feel like there's a very big and natural part of us that kind of gets underdeveloped. And I feel like because of that, then we are not living a whole life, a whole spectrum of life, And I feel like when we come to that place where we can be ourselves and be with others from this place of honoring, not judging, and actually valuing people's emotions as part of the story, the day-to-day life, the challenges, that we can grow and we can come from a very more integrated, more real place in our lives and share that with the rest of our environment, with our loved ones and our relationships. And,
Sounds so supportive and grounded and connected and just wonderful.
Yeah.
So, can anybody join your men's group, or what's that process look like?
Anyone can join a men's group as long as they're a man.
I can't join your men's group. Come on, it sounds like fun.
All walks of life, all ages, all issues, and especially these are like general support groups, really. Mm-hmm. So people come in with, relationship issues, work issues. They want to grow to be a better parent. Mm-hmm. A lot of people come after a divorce. Usually a big shock to the system is when we wake up and try to change something or look at something and learn new skills. So, yeah, anyone that's interested in growth, in being with other people from an authentic place and sharing from an authentic place is welcome in these groups. And yeah, people come into these groups and say, I've Googled and I've looked around and I can't find anything but yours on the South Bay especially.
Isn't that amazing? You would think that there should be some more, but
yes.
I know it's hard to start a group like that, but the fact that you've done that for our community is just a blessing. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. I enjoy that immensely, and I'm part of it myself and grow through that process myself. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
And it's a constant learning tool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we go today?
Well, I feel like I'm stepping into my own second half of my life, and I couldn't be happier. I'm walking I feel like I'm in the abyss and looking for my footsteps, and they're showing up. They're showing up left and right, and I know that's the process of universe meeting you where you meet universe, so to speak. So I feel like I want that for everyone that is looking and trying to grow and is not satisfied with status quo. Yeah.
Antoine, I can just feel that you're just such an amazing person, and I'm sure it would be a pleasure to work with you. Thank you so
Lisa.
much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for tuning into the Natural Healers TV. Thank you, Antoine. Have a great day.
You're welcome.